Good evening, viewers, and sorry you didn't hear me the first time. I'm sorry about that. These things happen. It has rained, hasn't it? It's a technical problem. I was informing our viewers that we have tonight received breaking news, but we are doing one more phone call check, and then we'll share it with you. We are getting the breaking news from two important places. One of them is coming from the office of the former Special Prosecutor, Mr. Martin Amidu himself, also former Attorney General and former Minister for Interior. From the office of Martin Amidu and from the office of Jubilee House, we are getting, putting together what looks like a massive breaking news that's coming to us right now. We're just making one more phone call to check. In the next 10 minutes or so, we'll be sharing that breaking news with you. I believe that the producer would have finished making that phone call. He'll come back to me and explain to me where we are so that we can share with you. It's important that we share with you. We're going to do that tonight. It's breaking news from the office of Martin Amidu and the office of Jubilee House. Very massive breaking news coming to us tonight. But let's begin with the lives of the people in Accra. Today it's been raining heavily, and the last time it rained, the people in Kaswa had to drive in traffic until about the last time it rained, the people in Kaswa drove home 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 1 a.m. Those who left early got home after midnight, and those who left normal time, which is 7 o'clock, got home at 3 a.m. So when it rained today, and we're all here trying to put together our program, we dispatched a team onto the Kaswa Road. And they are on the Kaswa Road now. They've sent us a first report. At the time they were at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, it is actually even bad over there. But throughout this program, we'll be breaking over live to the Kaswa Road, Wager Kaswa Road, and we'll be bringing you the information. And we'll help you to make a decision. If you have not moved yet, watch what the reporter is telling you, and then you can get there. So let's take that first report that they sent us. It's 6 minutes long. It's from the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. It's by Michael Angelo.
Reporting for Good Evening Ghana, we are currently at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, a bit of time after the heavy rains as projected by the Ghana Meteorological Agency. You can see behind me the Odo River has been quite filled to the brim. The water around Kwame Nkrumah Circle has subsided a bit, and the traffic has been able to move a bit more freely, but we can still see the Odo fairly saturated with water. But as I said, traffic has resumed. People are moving about. There's not much obstruction to the movement. A bit of time ago, it was very difficult to get through this area as we went through. But as at now, things seem very stable. It looks like the flow of traffic and the business has returned to normal since the water has stopped, the rain has stopped falling, and the water has stopped filling the streets of Kwame Nkrumah Circle. So that's the Odo behind us, you can see. Unfortunately, we do see rubbish in the water. We can see refuse, presumably coming from rubbish heaps and all other places. We imagine that this refuse will end up at some places and presumably result in a worse situation wherever they'll find themselves. But as of now, this is the situation. The water is leaking out as it will go eventually till perhaps the water levels return to as they normally would be. But as of now, as I said earlier, traffic flow has returned to normal over here at Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Let's go around and see how things are at other places. You can see pedestrians coming behind us. The pedestrians are moving. Everybody's able to move around freely as at now. So things have, I would say, returned back to normal. Okay, so still here at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, you can see behind me people queuing for trotros, presumably to go home. So as at now, it looks like the rain situation has made it a bit difficult for people, for regular civilians to get vehicles on the way home. We know that at this time, because of the rain, the price of rideshare services like Uber and Yango and so on have gone astronomically high. So where, for example, you would find a ride costing about 30 cedis, it could be about 80 to 100 cedis, as at now. So we're wondering if eventually the prices of these rides will go back to normal and if it will be easier for people, as you can see, to get vehicles. A lot of queues, a lot of people grouping, and we wonder if cars would be coming around or willing to go through some of these roads with the water obstructing their passage. Let me know when you're picking on so that I'll see something. Okay, so as you can see, around Obechebi Labte roundabout. Yes, so just as we are passing. Yes, just you can see over here, there's an Aboboya that's just stopped, pretty much stopped. Imagine because of the nature of the road, we're going to get a better look at it. The Aboboya has just stopped. It looks like it's broken down. You can see one of the wheels there out of commission. You can see one of the wheels out of commission. It is unable to move, and the rider has just abandoned it, pretty much covered up his merchandise and abandoned it. You can see in there are onions, presumably going to Kanishi markets to be sold. They have just been abandoned here. And we wonder if perhaps there's a plan to return and then fix it. Right over there, you can see an onion in the pothole there, and this situation looks irredeemable, at least at this point, because we hope that the business owner will be safe. You can see the motorcycle and then other vehicles moving, passing to avoid this.
Why the rain spoil Kaneshi? Why? Please, government, we beg you. Agufado, we beg you. Nana, we beg you. We beg you. We beg you. Do something for us. Oh, Rebels, we are dying. We are dying. Please, Agufado, do something for us. Do something for us. Do something for us. Now see, the road spoiled. See. Oh, Agufado, we beg you, okay?
You heard there a truck driver and some people in the vehicle. They're making an appeal to the Akufo-Addo government to do something to help them. They say that the truck drivers are going through it. We see here a truck coming. We're going to have to move out of the way now because the semi-truck is coming and it's going to need a lot of space. We wonder how it will navigate this situation with the limited space and the broken down vehicle. So we'll get out of the way now so it can move. Boss, I beg you to go because track is down. Oh, okay. It looks like the semi-truck here cannot move because of the boboya that's stuck there with the package of onions in there. The space is just too small. You can see this car moving past and then navigating the space in there. But the amount of space there would be insufficient for the semi-truck, this huge, large vehicle, to pass. So the smaller vehicles themselves can get through, but the semi-truck cannot. So this is the situation as at now at this roundabout right here. It looks like this is going to be quite a problem. It looks like it because we wonder how this truck can navigate the path and find another route to go to Kanishi and beyond. Okay, so over here at Odoko, you can see, as usual, similar to Kwame Nkrumah Circle, traffic movement has returned to normal. There's still a bit of residual water and some puddles, so if you're not careful, you will have a vehicle splashing you. But I want to highlight something. As I was on my way from this point, headed towards Kwame Nkrumah Circle, the level of the water made it so difficult for cars to move about that the vehicle in which I was actually suffered a burst tire because the combination of the potholes and the really high water made it so difficult for drivers to navigate that there was an accident right there. The vehicle's wheel popped, the front left wheel popped, and then the driver had to stop and change. So there was a bit of chaos as at the time of the heavy rains, around 7 p.m. there. But as at now, you can see that everything is back to normal. People are moving, driving about, walking. People don't really need their umbrellas or their raincoats.
No true Muslim kneels before a Catholic priest or a pastor to lay hands on them.
Okay.
Bawumia is not his look. The best you can describe him is he's a Muslim by day, a Christian by night. A religious prostitute cannot be our president.
All right. Okay.
No true Muslim kneels before a Catholic priest or a pastor to lay hands on them.
Okay.
Bawumia is not his look. The best you can describe him is he's a Muslim by day, a Christian by night. A religious prostitute cannot be our president.
All right. Okay.
No true Muslim kneels before a Catholic priest or a pastor to lay hands on them.
Okay.
Bawumia is not his look. The best you can describe him is he's a Muslim by day, a Christian by night. A religious prostitute.
That video, I'll go to the touch screen. Let's come to me now. And let me just link up with the story at on the road. The story on the road. Michael Angelo will be giving us more. He's now at Wager proceeding towards Kaswa. It's good news for those of you who live there. It looks like things are normal. It's not as worse as the last time. We believe that the police have done some work, and that's part of the reason why we sent reporters to ascertain whether the work that the police said they were going to do will be successful. So we are still proceeding along the road. He'll end up at Kaswa. By the time we finish the program, he'll be in Kaswa and he'll report live to us about the traffic situation. So that was Odoko. Kwame Nkrumah Circle looks okay. So those of you who haven't left, you can move. Kwame Nkrumah Circle is okay. Up to Odoko is okay. Give us another 10 minutes. We'll come to you about Wager, and then we'll come to you from beyond Wager as well. This is Good Evening Ghana is live, and we are right on the road, on the troublesome road when it rains from Kwame Nkrumah Circle to Kaswa. We are going to give you updates. So let's get back to the Sam George video. This is our first story. Now, when Sam George did this video, many of us criticized him, but it looks like he's had a good turnaround. It looks like he's had a new lease of life, and he now understands the vice president better than he used to when he did this video. Have a look. Let's see. Let's show the Sam George video again.
No true Muslim kneels before a Catholic priest or a pastor to lay hands on them.
Okay.
Bawumia is not his look. The best you can describe him is he's a Muslim by day, a Christian by night. A religious prostitute cannot be our president.
All right. Okay.
No true Muslim kneels before a Catholic priest or a pastor to lay hands on them.
Okay.
Bawumia is not his look. The best you can describe him is he's a Muslim by day, a Christian by night. A religious prostitute cannot be our president.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so when Sam George did that video, we all criticized him, but it looks like he's had a new turn of life. It looks like Sam George has changed completely. Now, here is our brother Sam George with his shoes taken, sitting next to Chief Imam. Well, he didn't kneel before him, but he sat next to Chief Imam and took his shoes off. And this is religious tolerance. Sam George, congratulations. This is what we have been calling for. This is what we've been talking about. In this country, let our politicians have religious tolerance. Now, if you look at Sam George here, and you look at Sam George in the video, you will see that he's completely changed. And that is beautiful. That is good. Congratulations to him. Uncle Sam, tete, you know, this is what politics is about. The man once upon a time attacked Dr. Bawumia. You cannot be a Muslim. You saw the video. I'll show it to you again. But this week, see what's happened. Is that not beautiful? Sam George and the chief imam. Sam George is a Christian with Ajanasari's church. He's an elder over there. And this is the chief imam. Show the Sam George video again. Play the video again.
No true Muslim kneels before a Catholic priest or a pastor to lay hands on them.
Okay.
Bawumia is not his look. The best you can describe him is he's a Muslim by day, a Christian by night. A religious prostitute cannot be our president.
All right.
He said religious prostitutes cannot be our president. But this is Sam George. This is Sam George with chief imam. Oh, I'm sure when the chief imam shook hands with him, he said, yeah, but that's what we need in this country. You know, here on Good Evening Ghana, we support what we need to support, and then we criticize what we have to criticize. This is something that we can support. And this is what the vice president did before, and they didn't understand it. The vice president was showing religious tolerance. They didn't understand it. And they thought that he was politicking. But as a political leader, you have to show tolerance. You have to show religious tolerance. Here's the vice president again with the Pope. This is what it's about. This is what it's all about. Sam George, welcome to the club of religious tolerance. Welcome to politicians who tolerate other religions. This is the story. Nothing more, nothing less. So Sam George, whilst you have changed, We also take our criticism back from what you said. The way we criticized you, we take it back because now you have changed. You know, that's the vice president. Give me the vice president's montage in the Vatican. Give me that one. Let's end this part of the story with that. Thank you, Sam George. Congratulations. Okay, welcome back to the show and congratulations to Sam George. Now, he and Dr. Bawumia belong to the same league of people who tolerate other religions in politics. Okay, we told you at the beginning of the show that we have breaking news for you tonight. We have just finished our confirmation and it's a very massive breaking news. With your permission, let me get onto the touch screen and let's explain what has happened. Okay, Martin Amido is the former special prosecutor. Kisi Ajabin is the current special prosecutor, former special prosecutor. And Kisi Ajabe is the current special prosecutor. Now, we have been very critical of Kisi Ajabe on this program. Of course, everyone knows that. And we actually do have another letter for the OSP, another right to information application, I should say, for the OSP. But tonight, news is being confirmed that out of his desk and his pen, Martin Amido has instituted impeachment proceedings against Kisi Ajabe. The process for the impeachment has been satisfied. The impeachment letter from Martin Amido has gone to the President of the Republic. Tonight, we are confirming that as it appears, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has transmitted the impeachment process to the Lord Chief Justice. Let's now go and look at the section 15 of the Office of the Special Prosecutors Act and see what the context within which all this is happening. Section 15 says, removal of the special prosecutor. Number one, Section 15(1) says that the special prosecutor shall not be removed from office except for A, stated misbehavior or incompetence; 2, incapacity to perform the functions of the office by reason of infirmity of body or mind; 3, willful violation of the official oath of secrecy; 4, which A, brings or is likely to bring the office of the special prosecutor into disrepute, ridicule, or contempt; or B, conduct which is prejudicial or inimical to the economy or security of the state. And number 2, Section 15(2), a person who seeks to remove the special prosecutor from office shall submit a petition to the President. 3, where the President receives a petition for the removal of the special prosecutor, the President shall, within 7 days, refer the petition to the Chief Justice, who shall, within 30 days, determine whether there is a prima facie case. Where the Chief Justice determines that there is a prima facie case, the Chief Justice shall, within 14 days, set up a committee consisting of A, chairperson who is a justice of the Supreme Court; B, a lawyer at least 15 years standing at the bar, and C, one other person with expertise in investigations. The committee shall, within 90 days, investigate the matter and make its recommendation to the President through the Chief Justice. The President shall act in accordance with the recommendation of the committee. This is Section 15 of the Office of the Special Prosecutors Act. Tonight, we can confirm that Martin Amidu has instituted impeachment proceedings against Kissi Agyabeng by accessing his rights under Section 15. He has sent a petition to the President of Ghana. We don't know what is in the petition. We don't know the basis on which Amidu is asking for that. We are not sure. There are several bases on which he could, under the law, and we assume that he may be applying under one or two of these bases listed in the law. However, we do not know because we haven't seen Amidu's petition. What we know, though, is that the President of the Republic has also, in compliance with Section 15, transmitted the petition to the Lord Chief Justice. We would like to believe that by this time, the Lord Chief Justice has written to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, indicating to them that a petition has been filed against them. We would like to believe that the Lord Chief Justice has also written to Martin Amidu, indicating a receipt of his petition from the Office of the President. This could be massive. This could be massive. And it's a constitutional process. So, well, let's see what happens, but we really hope that Kissi Agyabeng can survive this, and we also urge him to get some of the things he's doing correct. We don't know what Martin Amidu. Our problem with him is that we have written an RTI report that he has not responded. It's about procurement, and we're asking him about the manner in which he procured cars for the Office of the Special Prosecutor. He has since not responded. We are proceeding with the rest of the processes under the RTI Act, but we have written to him several months. He has decided not to respond. We don't know whether it's about arrogance of power or it's about disbelief or for some other matter. But we know that he has received the petition because we have evidence of the receipt of it. And we are going to submit that evidence to the RTI commissioner as well. This is going to be massive. This is going to be massive. One wonders why Martin Amidu is doing that. But we also must remember that Martin Amidu has written a few epistles against the conduct of Kissi Agyabeng as special prosecutor. He has done that. He's written a few, he's complained about a few things, some of which we've read. Maybe all of that he has crystallized into a petition under Section 15 of the OSP Act. But this is going to be massive. We're going to keep a big eye on that. Maybe on Tuesday, we will see whether we can get the contents of the petition and then we can put it out. But that's the breaking news tonight. Martin Amidu has instituted impeachment proceedings against Kissi Agyabeng by accessing Section 15 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act. And he has actually also sent a petition to the President. We know tonight that out of the President's office, the petition has been transmitted as according to Section 15 to the Lord Chief Justice. We assume that the Chief Justice may by now have written to the Office of the Special Prosecutor that impeachment proceedings has been started against you. I need to make a prima facie case, so maybe give me this, give me that. But what it means is that if the committee is set up, there will be a real cross-examination, re-examination, and a super banter between Martin Amidu on one side, the petitioner, and the person against whom he's petitioning, Kissi Agyabeng. Both of them may have lawyers, and then we wait to see what the process will bring out. But that is the breaking news tonight. It's going to be massive, really, really massive. Martin Amidu institutes impeachment proceedings against his successor, Kissi Agyabeng, of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. That's the story tonight. So if you heard it anywhere else, you heard it here first. Okay, now let's move to our own letter that's gone to Kissi Agyabeng. That will be going to Kissi Agyabeng tomorrow, but we decided to show it to you first. Okay, this is our second RTI request that we are sending to him. Second RTI request. As to the board chair, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, is request of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. We are doing an application for information concerning advice given to the Special Prosecutor regarding the investigations against Cecilia Abena Dapaah pursuant to Section 18 of the Right to Information. And it's as follows. The topic as provided above refers. On the 25th of January 2024, your office caused to be published a press release to the effect that you had found no indication of corruption in connection with the funds you seized in the residence of Mrs. Cecilia Abena Dapaah. This was after 7 months of investigation, as your good self made reference to in the said press note. Consequently, we write to request information as regards the conduct of the investigation in the said matter, and particularly so if your office had foreseen any indications earlier that may have saved the state's resources that were used in the conduct of the investigation. We write to your esteemed office requesting the information in answer to the following. 1. Did you receive advice from any of your divisional directors relating to the investigation of the Cecilia Dapa matter? 2. If so, may we have the document containing the advice at our expense? We count on your prompt response. You're for Philip now. Tell Kisia Jabin that tomorrow morning he's going to get this letter. Now we are saying to him that he came out and said he had investigated Cecilia Dapa for 7 months. We're asking him now that in the process of doing the investigation, did he receive a document from any of his divisional directors relating to the matter? Did he receive or did he not? Now, I shouldn't think that we don't know. We're asking because we don't know the answer. We know the answer, but we are just going through the process. So we are going to give him more trouble. We know the answer. We know, and we know what is contained in a document that was given to him that he may not have used. He didn't see that. If he had looked at that document, things would have been different. That's the point we're making here. So we're asking him that, did you receive advice from any of your divisional directors relating to this? We are still on the public procurement matter. We are waiting for his answer, and we are now preparing finally, after announcing several times that we will report him to the RTI commissioner so that they charge him. We are going to be doing that very, very soon. But this letter is going to go to him tomorrow. However, the most important story about Kisia Jabin tonight is that breaking news reaching us confirms that Martin Amidu has instituted impeachment proceedings against Kisia Jabin, and the matter has gone to the president, and the president, in pursuance to Section 15, has transmitted the petition to the Lord Chief Justice. What is left now is that within 30 days from the time the Chief Justice received it, she would have to make a prima facie finding about the matter. That's very sensitive, and we think that is going to be very, very massive. Okay, now we go on. Let's take our first break, maybe, whilst we review the videos that has come from Kaswa. Take our first break, and then we come back to some big airport issues. Sami Jemfi, how are you? If you are watching, I'll come back to you because you've said something that is completely untrue. Tonight, you've talked about Sunyani Airport, and I'm going to respond not as GACL, but I'm going to respond based on the information that is available to me because of what I do with the airport. I know the story. They talked about how the Sunyani Airport, somebody was giving potholes and he was paying some money, something funny like that. I'm going to be dealing with that tonight. So I mean, if you wait for me, I'm coming to you on that matter. Anyway, this is some of the pictures from Sunyani. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there in a minute. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll keep an eye on Kaswa, and then we have a lot to say. Electoral Commission is also in the studio. Dr. Sriboy is here to tell us the story. What is happening? Why is the NDC holding press conference and spending 1 hour about the Electoral Commission? Fifi Kwete held a press conference today and spent 80% of the time complaining about the Electoral Commission. So we called the Electoral Commission to come into the studio. We're going to confront them with Fifi Kwete's complaints, and we hear what they have to say. So viewers, pay attention. This involves all of us. It's about this year's election. And then for the next second half of the program, we'll dedicate it completely to the Silver Jubilee of the Asantehene. This is Good Evening Ghana. It's live. We'll be right back after the break.
Fortune rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakere bipe, emu no nkekamu. Na ne hwamme ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mama tie no pepepe.
Ya the Fortune emupa abedwaso. Ghana mo a ede. Ma emu eduane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi enkrato yatum.
Go Ghana for Mama Dada yo. Me the dead na va. Dead spices I would run in every jaso.
If we come your job, we no use dead spice. We no go job. If I don't feel
Taste the inside. Yeah, the natural spices, Papa na
noodles una beza. Everywhere you go, dead spices.
Taste the
fry no more dead spices. Aji baby, dead.
Taste na chicken.
Kaji go. But dead spices here what Jenny say. Nanya good taste. If we say yeah the natural spices and yeah Uganda hey yao. Ane you want all purpose stew, noodles, curry and nutmeg and a jollof. Dead spices. Taste yummy. Taste lemon. Dead spices. Taste day inside. FDAG a jedi in kratoya too.
Just like how water refreshes you on a hot sunny day, it takes a refreshing bath with a Life soap to feel its pleasant fragrances.
The soap I want and need at the end of every day,
Leaving you with soft, smooth and fresh looking skin.
You make me feel alive, you really brighten my day, my day.
Available in lemon, coconut, rose and aloe vera fragrance. A Life soap. Feel fresh, feel alive.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Specialists in every kind of bone disease.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Baby, a Sunday will be Nanso, yade etimi sapa dompemu yade.
Spinal cord, swelling of the arms, arthritis, bone injury, swelling of the leg with reddish color around it, and so on. See, Bar Herbal Hospital has special ultra-modern machine for checking up the body. I have tried them and I got good results. Try Bar Herbal Hospital.
Welcome to elbowthwin.com.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bets. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the partial daily jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Our stories begin right here, and we never write them alone. There'll be pages we love to read again and again, and some we want to tear out. They are stories of dreamers, stories of creators, stories of strivers, stories of believers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. APSA.
Yeah, Jamal was in part of Fufona. What in Rahua, a woman Yinkaya Srono Eddie.
Sham. And Mount Sahun Shisho. And a epu a run sui. A yink kayan kasa.
Oh, I still to be.
The Jamal washing powder for furnace sachets I can see in Numaba. A yink kayan kasa.
For Jamal washing powder, bottle 30. Can you mount the Bejawa?
New Jamal washing powder. A mania meniti, Nemusi sham, Uhukafu or Mawonta dignity. FD a dreading
Fortune rice. It's me and Muediane Bia. Yansio Kakurebi pe, and Munan Kikamu. Nani Ham Nene Dedi. Delicious. Said your mamma no pepe.
Yeah, the Fortune and Mopa Abejaso. Dana more ed. Ma and Muedianina.
FDA aje ejedi enkratoa yatum.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to have you back on the show. It looks like things are quite settling down on the road, the Kaswa Road, so keep an eye on us and then we'll deal with it. All right, let's move to the next agenda. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Sunyani Airport, but we'll start with the Kumasi Airport. And Dr. Srebo is in the studio. In 5 minutes, he'll join us on the set and we can understand what's happening. Let me go to what our viewers are saying, though. Text message time now. What's the time? Why am I looking here? Let's turn. Okay, it's 9:53, 54, something like that. Okay, that's the time right now. All right, viewers, what are people saying? Fatih, let me start with you. What are they saying?
All right, so Paul, this is coming from Prince Henry, and he says, what is wrong if the Dr. Baumia goes to the church to seek for the face of God Yahweh? The chief imam in his 100th birthday visited the Roman Catholic Church in Accra, so does it mean the chief imam is also a religious prostitute? Why do we do this to ourselves? Ghana is the only country in Africa that you see Christians and Muslims celebrating religious festivals together. Now, coming from Emmanuel Daniel Donko, he says, Paul, but why are we building airports everywhere? We just commissioned an international airport at Kumasi. Do we need another airport at Sunyani? Why not using the money to invest heavily in the railway and so the poor can also benefit? The airport is enough. Let's focus more on railways and get high-speed trains. Now, from Kweko, he says, Paul, the RTI law has exemptions in the same Act 2. In 14 days, you should get a response from the office, and then they will take him to the RTI Commission immediately. Some actions will be laid against him. And then also coming from Julius Amako says hypocrisy is killing the NDC. And then Nana Kwejo says George is very dishonest, arrogant, and lacks proper sense of reasoning. Lastly, coming from Gideon, he says until we change our behaviors, this problem will continue to repeat year in and out. What do you have for us?
Okay, so this is coming from Fred Mensa. He says the Dubai interchange at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle needs realignment. Coming from Baba Chairman Tamale, he says Kisi has been a monumental failure and disappointment to everybody who supported him. I have always maintained that Kisi is engaged in populism and nothing else. This one is also coming from Baba Chairman. He says, in fact, Kisi must be impeached and the OSP be scraped to save us future embarrassment. And this one too is coming from Clement from Tadi. He says, interesting times ahead, Paul. The OSP has been on the line of accountability for a while now, and things seemingly looks ugly by the day. Let's see what unfolds from this impeachment. And lastly, from Kwabna Enchi, he says former OSP versus current OSP. What do you have for us, Antoinette?
Okay, so still on the OSP story, Dogbe says the RTI Commission can impose on the OSP a fine for failing to comply with the request. Mind you, there is no personalization here. The request has nothing to do with Kisi as a person. It is the office that has been petitioned, and it is the office that will be fined if found to have violated the provisions in the RTI law. This is democracy, and we wait to see how it all plays out. But come to think of it, how can the OSP, which is supposed to be fighting corruption, be evading transparency? And all their friends, including the so-called Gogo advocate, refuse to comment on this issue. Now, Abubakar Muniru says, I am very happy that Kumawood actor called Kisi Ejaben can be put into his place. I just don't like his modus operandi. He and the former AG, Dome Lovo, small thing he runs to the media for sympathy. He and that office must merge with Yoko. And also coming from Nana Ekwama Boaten, he says that Kisi Ejaben should either resign or be fired. He is just wasting our scarce resources for no show. Mo Tijani says, Dr. Baumia, apart from showing religious tolerance, is actually such a humble person. I do not wish for him to be compared to some George at all. Lastly, Master Pala Jr. from Kintampo says, Mr. Paul, I disagree with you. Some George has not changed at all. You can see how uncomfortable he seems in the chair. Sam George is one of the most inconsistent politicians. Do you remember his stance on the LGBTQ in 2013? He is a liar at night and a propagandist in the day. He is a communication prostitute as well. Now back to you, Paul.
Okay, thank you very much. Text message is over. Now we go to the story. Now, so I had somebody say in a text message that we're spending too much money, we're going to build. So no, we're not building Sunyani Airport. It's already been done. Sunyani Airport has already been done. It was closed down in 2016 and opened in 2021 or 22. 2022, I believe. It was opened, I think, 2 years ago. So the Sunyani Airport is working, and it's now taking daily flights from Accra to Sunyani, and Sunyani back to Accra. Every day you can fly to Sunyani from the Accra airport. Now, the story is about Sammy Jemfi, but first of all, let's... last week, I had the privilege and honor to be at the Kumasi Airport official opening, and whilst you've seen all the videos and everything, it's important that as Good Evening Ghana, we give you our own montage of what happened in Kumasi. So this is just the montage and the photographs. Thank you to the Asantehene Otunfo Osei under the auspices of the Ministry for Transport and the Minister Koko Furesiama and His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who made it a priority for the ministry to secure an international airport for the people of Kumasi. In due time, very, very soon, international flights will be flying to Kumasi. I noticed that as soon as the launch was over, some propagandists came and said, oh, don't worry, don't worry. In due time, very, very soon, you will see international flights go to Kumasi. What a beautiful airport that was put together by Ghanaian hands, Ghanaian contractors, local people. It's a very, very big honor to all Ghanaians, and particularly to the people of Kumasi and its surrounding areas, and really to the Asantehene's silver. To show it twice, so it would be nice like twice. Okay, let's watch this montage again, the Kumasi Airport, and then I'll be on the touch screen and talk about what has happened in Sunyani. Thank you again, Nana Asantehene, and congratulations on your Silver Jubilee. This is Prempeh the First International Airport again. Okay, let's go and resolve this important political matter. Let's tell all our politicians. It's election year, isn't it? It's election year. But when you are dealing with your politics of election year, please leave innocent people out. Today, Sammy Jemfi has been talking about Dr. Bawumia's younger brother, Ibrahim Bawumia. Made all sorts of allegations against him, including some spurious allegations that he changed his name to Abraham to secure a UK passport. I don't know where that... I'm not sure what the communication was about from the NDC communication director. Sammy, good evening. But what is it about Ibrahim Bawumia? Please get the facts right on Sunyani Airport. I mean, you could have called me at the minimum. You could have called me to ask me. I met you in the plane the other day. We had a nice chat when we were coming from Kumasi. You could have called me and said, Chief, why have you people given an airport to Ibrahim Bawumia to put potholes in and then pay him so much money? You could have asked me. He didn't. He went on and made this spurious allegation, which is untrue, and continued to talk about the guy's citizenship in UK. The records will show that Ibrahim Bawumia was born in 1970 in the United Kingdom. At the time, his father was there. And that's why he's a British citizen. You will see that in 1970, people born in Britain are British. Like in America today, people born in America are Americans. I mean, but what is the point about Ibrahim Bawumia, who is not on the ballot? He's a civil engineer, he's doing his work. He's not on the ballot. What is it? Deal with Dr. Bawumia, your opponent. Why are you going to Ibrahim Bawumia? Have the MPP campaign gone to President Mohammed's family? I hope that the MPP campaign will not do that. Let's focus. The other day, Samir Yewuku was here, and he talked about focus on the campaign. Tell the Ghanaian people what you are going to do for them. Telling them that Dr. Bawumia's brother changed his name to become Abraham so that you get a UK. What is it about? Anyway, let's get to the facts of Sunyani Airport. This is by no means a response from GACL. It's my own response because I have information on the matter. Now, Sunyani Airport was closed down in 2016 for whatever reason. It wasn't working. It was closed down. It needed to be reconstructed with a lot of money. Now, Ibrahim Bawumia, the records will show, and anybody can use an RTI application to check. Where are they? The RTI gods. Fort Estate people. Right to airports. They will tell you the information. Check. There was a contractor who was about to start the job. Ibrahim Bawumia demonstrated that he can do the job cheaper by something like 10 million or so. Very wide margin. That he can still finish the job cheaper and finish in good time. So it was awarded to him. And then this is the Sunyani Airport today. Now, this is what it looks like. This wasn't there in 2016. It is now there. This photograph, come to the touch screen, let me show them properly. This photograph, it wasn't there. This infrastructure, it wasn't there. It is now there. It has been created by the guy who got the contract, Ibrahim Bawumia and his engineering company. And they did it for cheaper. I don't even know whether they have been paid completely up till now. But the airport has opened and Passion Air flies to Sunyani every day. Where from this allegation that he went to repair potholes? Really, Sammy Jemfi, you can say that? that the guy went to report potholes. He put potholes in Sunyani Airport and they gave him money. If it was just about potholes, why didn't people fly there in 2017, 18, 19? You were in power in 2016. You closed down the airport. So you are telling the Ghanaian people that it was just about potholes. That's why you closed down the airport? That the Sunyani Airport was closed down because of potholes. And somebody came to do the potholes and now planes are flying there. I mean, what are you telling Ghanaians? I mean, what are you telling Ghanaians? What you are saying is making President Mahama look bad. And that's what always hurts me. You people say things that make President Mahama look bad. So President Mahama was sitting down as president, and because of potholes, he closed down Sunyani Airport. No president will do that. Why? President Mahama, is he not a Ghanaian? Has he got a heart for Ghanaians? The airport was closed down for fundamental infrastructure deficit. Fundamental and extensive infrastructural deficit. That's why the airport was closed down, not potholes. I mean, Jemfi, hello? It's not potholes. What are you talking about, potholes? Okay, let's see what work was done. Okay, so this is there. Okay, this is it. Is that potholes? This looks like repairing potholes. I mean, this, you see, the photograph. Thank God for Japan, who gave us photographs. Japanese people, they gave us Koka, what is it called? The camera. The first camera that came. A Koda. And now we can do photographs. Sami Jefi, this is not potholes. Look at it well. It's not potholes. And maybe he's not watching. Maybe he's tired. He's been campaigning, so maybe he's tired. Or he's having a meeting in Fifi. So those who are watching, please tell him. This is not potholes. This is not. Look at this. Is this potholes? Is this potholes that they are repairing? Is this potholes? Look at the runway. Why now runway too? They don't understand it. This is runway. This is not potholes. So this is proper work. This is proper engineering work. And this young man, because of his brother's relationship with the government, decided to do it for cheaper. He said he would do it for cheaper. And it cost him money. Some of this, he used his own money. In fact, at some point, he told the airport that I'll use my own money to do the side issues. You don't worry. You just pay me. Let me do the main one. Because Sunyani is important for the northern. You know that. Tamale Airport has been done. But there are a lot of Kintampo and those places. There are a lot of northerners there. And Sunyani Airport is so strategic for them. As soon as President Akufo-Addo opened it or reopened it, if you like, and the flights started going there. They didn't start going there every day. They started twice a week, thrice a week, 4 times a week. Now every day. It means that the business in Sunyani is growing. That's what it means. And the people of Sunyani are very grateful for the airport. I have since flown to Sunyani so many times. People have opened businesses there because they can go there very quickly. Then you sit on radio or television, because it's election year, let's go and look for Dr. Bawumia's brother and say that Dr. Bawumia's brother is corrupt. But what has he done? He went to fill potholes in Sunyani Airport and people paid him. This is below the belt. Sami Jefi. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We know people who have done things that we can talk about, but it's not important. The important thing is the people on the campaign. Dr. Bawumia, John Mahama. Dr. Bawumia, John Mahama. NPP, NDC. Let's deal with it. If you think there's a contractual faux pas somewhere, report it that this contract is wrong. There are many ways of doing it. You can you can do an RTI request. You can do many things in Ghana today to find out information and extract information by force. It didn't used to be there. So please, this airport in Sunyani, look at this. Is that filling potholes? Sami Jefi, is this filling potholes? Look at all this work. This is Sunyani Airport before we were able to take a plane there. This is it. And you say that this one is potholes, that the guy went to fill potholes. Please, please, please. I'm sure that in due time, the Ghana Airport Company will come out with a substantial release and give the general public all the information from the time of the tender to the bidding to how Ibrahim Bawumia came in and did the contract at a much lower cost, how he spent time using his own money to do some of the side issues, and how eventually we were able to get planes flying to our beloved Sunyani Airport. This is wrong, Sami Jefi. You are our friend. Stop that. Stop that. Do your campaign. Do your politics. Criticize Dr. Bawumia for all of what you want to criticize him for. But don't go to his family members. Try and pick them out. And what are you telling Ghanaians? Okay, so Ibrahim Bawumia is the reason why people shouldn't vote for Dr. Bawumia. Is that what you are bringing into the campaign, Sami Jefi? Ibrahim Bawumia is the reason why people shouldn't vote for Dr. Is that what you want us to start doing? That we take somebody and take his brother and say because of his brother we have some. Is that where you want us to go? We take somebody and take his auntie. We take somebody and take his wife and say because of his wife don't vote. Is that the thing you want us, all of us, to start doing? No, we will not follow you into that abyss. We will focus on the campaign. John Mahama, Dr. Bawumia. Please, Ghanaians, ignore these things and but we will be here. Anytime anybody says something that's not true, we will be here. We'll be here. And we'll deal with it. Sammy Jemfi, stop that. Stop. It is untrue. Stop. Why do they always do that? Let's focus on the campaign. Sunyani Airport is nice. It's doing well. Who flies to Sunyani Airport? Passion Air. Who is the owner of Passion Air? The venerable entrepreneur, Dr. Edianan. Dr. Edianan, once upon a time, ran as NDC candidate against Professor Mills. He is a bona fide NDC member. It is his business that is going to Sunyani Airport. Passion Air is Dr. Edianan's business. He's a venerable entrepreneur. He's a member of the NDC, but he's one of the most respected entrepreneurs in Ghana. He was very grateful that the government of Akufo-Addo has lined up Sunyani Airport so that his Passion Air can fly there. That's how we build a country. Sammy Jemfi, are you listening? That's how we build a country. Akufo-Addo builds an airport, an NDC man flies there with his plane and makes business. Fantastic. That's Ghana. Akufo-Addo plus Edianan is equal to Sunyani Airport is equal to Ghana. That's how we do it. That's how we should be building our country. It doesn't matter about politics. So who benefited from the Sunyani Airport? NDC entrepreneur. Is it good or bad? It is great for Ghana. That's all it's about. Sammy Jemfi, that's what you should be saying. You should be commending Mr. Edianan that he's flying there every day and taking Ghanaians there. When people sit on Passion Air, they don't ask, are you NDC? When they say, your seat is this number, they don't ask them, are you NDC or MPP? When the plane touches down and the pilots are happy with the runway, they don't say that, is the MPP man who did the runway or is NDC man? It's Ibrahim Baumia who did a fantastic job. Sammy Jemfi, are you there? Why are we doing this? You see, if some of us were not here, they will be doing this. Media people won't ask them. They don't check. They're just talking. Every day the politicians are talking. This thing here, when the plane comes, touches down and runs down there, does the pilot says that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunyani, and we hope you have a happy stay here or wherever your final destination may be, blah, blah, blah. Passengers get down. They don't check whether this runway has MPP color or has NDC color. It's a great Ghanaian engineer who has done this runway. He's called Ibrahim Baumia. Does it matter? It shouldn't matter. No, it shouldn't. What is wrong with some of our politicians? Why? It shouldn't matter. Anyway, my producer signals me that Dr. Shebo has been here for long, so we need to go. Give me the Baumia montage closing this one. So this is the correct information. What Sammy Jemfi said is wrong.
So I don't see, and I will not have a situation where we are taxing the churches. We rather want to give churches incentives to support what government is doing. I want us to be partners. Unless you don't understand the work the church has done, if you're looking at the buildings, the way they try to keep the society together, the church, the universities, the hospitals, the schools, it's massive. It's just massive. You share a Juma church ayeno. In fact, we should rather be paying them rather than they paying us. So I don't see, and I will not have a situation where we are taxing the churches. We rather want to give churches incentives to support what government is doing. I want us to be partners. Yeah. unless you don't understand the work the church has done. If you're looking at the buildings, the way they try to keep the society together, the church, the universities, the hospitals, the schools, it's massive. It's just massive. You share a Juma church ayeno. In fact, we should rather be paying them rather than they paying us.
All right, welcome again to the show. 17 minutes past 10 o'clock. It's always a pleasure to bring it to you. And we're keeping an eye on Kaswa, aren't we? We'll go there in a bit after Dr. Shobo is gone. And then we'll take you to the Asantehene's tributes that we have for him tonight. Okay, Antoinette has the first text message in the second round of text messages. What are they saying?
Kumasi Airport story. This is what Samuel Kelly has to say. He says, Paul, please understand Sami Jemfi. He has to equalize, I think. Among ex-President Mohammed's degree as the development man was the rehabilitation of the then Kumasi International Airport for $29 million, and all he did was put in not more than 20 lights and a few expansion of a runway. The opposition in 2016 raised this up in Parliament, and that the job should have cost less than $2 million. Sami Jemfi, I think, just wants to use this opportunity to equalize. Now, Abdul Hafiz said just yesterday, John Mahama landed at the Sunyani Airport and proceeded to the University of Energy to tell Ghanaians that he would use AI to solve galamsey. Ironically, the last plane that landed in the airport before its closure in 2015 for maintenance had Mrs. Lordina Mahama in it as well as a passenger. Thanks to the NPP government for rehabilitating the Sunyani Airport. And this came from Abdul Hafiz. Now, some data says this is really politics. Ibrahim Mahama, brother to ex-President Mahama, has an engineering company, and Ibrahim Bawumia, brother to the presidential hopeful Dr. M. Bawumia, also have an engineering company. Very beautiful and shocking. Anyways, whoever wins Ghana definitely benefits. Now, Rebecca Lancaster says Dr. Bawumia's brother should take legal actions against Sami Jemfi. That is the only way to prevent him from defaming people. Now, Kweku Opoku says, Mr. Paul, my concern is on the flight charges. Why should I have to pay 500 Ghana cedis or more from Accra to Kumasi for just 2 hours? I really love the concept of introducing air transport in our transportation space. But Honorable Paul, please, if you can raise a concern to the Transport Ministry so they look into the charges.
Okay. So this is coming from Kwanda Sky 1. He says, Sami Jemfi is just a noise maker who thinks he's a communicator. Someone should remind him the NDC changed his office from propaganda secretary to communication office, so he should move from the era of lie to fact. Imagine throwing such lie against an innocent man. Well, all I know is that victory awaits DMP. This is also coming from Ukai. He says, Paul, the SP is not the problem. However, his director in charge of investigation, Emmanuel Amadou, a very incompetent investigator. This is also coming from Graham. He says, Paul, I think the impeachment process against Kisi Ajabin is a positive move for the benefit of the country. He achieved way below the expectation. Thank you. And Max P says, so the Kumasi Airport is for people of Kumasi, but Accra Airport is for the whole country. Augustine Asaridonko says, good evening, Paul. In as much as we want the SP to be doing his work well, Mr. Martin Amidu should rest peacefully in his corner. The SP office was created for him, but he failed woefully. He should allow Mr. Kisi Ajapin to do his work. And coming from our sponsors, Blue Jeans Energy Drink. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best. Blue Jeans Energy Drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on, grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128 190, 0208 128 190 or 055 001 0000, 055 001 0000. What do you have for us?
From Bali says Sami Chemfi is not aware that it is only under Mr. John Dramani Mahama's government that roads were constructed and started developing manholes within 2 months. Some roads lost its shape within 2 months after construction under John Dramani Mahama's government. Now, coming from Mani Kaba, says good job by educating Sami Chemfi. Now, from our sponsors, Lift and Elevators. It says, enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in and out. Worry no more, because with portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVEs, you are sure of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a simple to use self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility to choose from. You may call it luxury, but it is a necessity imperative for vertical mobility. So do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or office. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modification to your building. Visit Lift and Elevators Ghana at Sokomono for your solutions and free consultations. You can call on 0200 535 515 or email at elevatorsgh@gmail.com. Now back to you, Paul.
All right, thank you very much. Now we have an important interview with Dr. Stribo Kweku. Doc, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
I've been hearing you on radio, and you've been talking quite a bit. Tonight we want to start with Sal, but we also want our viewers to get a sense of the conversation that you've been having with Imani relating to procurement issues. And I received something from Franklin Kujo the other day about he being concerned that Imani is not just being nitpicking, but they are concerned about these things. But let's talk about Sal first. Why are you being criticized for not having parliamentary votes in Sal? Okay. I thought it's an old story that's died.
Exactly. So thank you very much. So as you be aware, before the 7 December 2020 election, Guan district was created. It starts from the split of voter region to Oti region and voter region.
The same constituency?
No,
the district that was created. It straddles 2 regions.
No, what I mean is that when the Oti region was carved out of the voter region, the Guan people became part of Oti.
Okay.
So that time is Santo Kofi, Akpafo, Lepe, Lolobi. So along the line, I think there was an agreement that in the course of it, they should be given separate districts. But in the creation of the Oti region, they were made to fall under the Jasikine district. So when it comes to district, it's Jasikine, but when it comes to constituency, it is Buim. So when on the 9th of November, an LI was passed by Parliament to establish the Guan district. By law, if you look at the local government law, every district should have a member of Parliament. So the local government ruled us that now the district has been created, so we should go ahead and create a constituency for them. So the letter came to Commission on the 10th of November 2020. Then 13th November, that's 3 days after receiving the letter, we came out with a draft of the constituency CI. Then we sent it to the Attorney General. Now they finalized our draft for us because they are state legal advisors. So they also, when we gave them our draft, then it came back to us that Parliament was on recess. And by law, if you want to establish a CI, it should be laid in Parliament for no less than 21 days. So when they passed the LI, they went on recess the same day. They never came till after the election. So there was no way you could have created a constituency with a CI when Parliament was not in session.
But why couldn't those people, Asantehene, Lolobi, Akpafu, and Lepe, why didn't they vote in Buem for the MP of Buem?
Because if they are now a separate district. So when you vote, it means that one MP is in charge of Buem and Guan. You understand? But the law said that one MP cannot belong to two districts.
Oh, so however, that one constituency cannot straddle two districts.
Yes. Yes.
That's the position of the law.
Yes.
So a constituency like Odododio is in which district?
Odododio is a
district.
Yes.
And that's the only district that it belongs to.
So
a district is in which district?
That is Kotekole.
Kotekole district.
Yes.
Ladadekotopon is in which district?
This is still Ladadekotopon district.
But
let me explain.
Lejokuku is in which district?
Still Lejokuku.
I see. Krowo is in which district?
The same Krowo. So what it means is that a district can have more than one constituency.
Oh, I see. Districts can be bigger.
Yes,
have three constituencies.
Correct.
But the constituency should not straddle more than one district.
Exactly. That is
so that every MP has one DC.
Yes.
Working with him.
Yes.
But a DC can have more than one MP.
Exactly so. Exactly so.
I see.
That's what the law says. Yes.
So you must necessarily create a constituency for them to get 276.
Yes.
That will be an even number in Parliament.
Yes. Initially it used to be 230.
It was 200.
Yes. It has been created anyway. It has been created. But the Constitution, Article 47 says that when you create a constituency, it will come into effect after the next dissolution of the next Parliament.
Oh, so it has been created.
Exactly.
So in 2024, we are voting in
Guan will have
what is it called?
Guan
constituency.
Exactly, and one district.
So it will be one more constituency in the Volta region.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 276.
Not Volta, but Oti region.
Oti region. Okay, yes. So one more constituency in the Oti region.
Yes. So they used to have 8 constituencies. Now they were going to have 9 constituencies.
Okay, that's the people of Lolobi, Akpafu, Likpe, and Santro Kofi. Okay, all right. So we're going to have 276. So that matter has been resolved.
Exactly.
So what's the complaint of the
they are always saying that we should have created it before the 2020.
But what's the point of saying that now?
And even that's what I'm saying, that if you look at the processes,
it is impossible to do so.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because if you talk of 21 sitting days, 21 sitting days in the actual sense more than 1 month. So if you create a district on the 9th of November and let you be heard on the 7th of December,
November, you cannot create a constituency.
It's not possible.
But that's quite straightforward. Have you told them in IPAC that this is the reason?
No, they know. We have been saying this, but it's like.
But today's press conference, Fifi Kwete was brutal about it.
Anyway, that is the explanation.
Okay, you are not a politician, so you can't go into those things. All right. So there's a simple explanation.
Exactly.
This is the whole matter.
Exactly so.
That you did create it, but it will take effect at the next dissolution of Parliament.
Exactly so.
Dissolution, not inauguration.
No, dissolution.
Oh, so the law recognizes that the constituency may be created. That will take 4 years for it to take effect.
No, see, because the issue is that diabolically, for example, now they have 137. A government can easily create constituency that will benefit them so that they can solve up the numbers.
So that is the reason. It was to cure that potential mischief.
That's why it is in the constitution.
But the lawyers in NDC should tell the people that this is the situation. This is very straightforward.
So, but I think there's a difference between my personal view, politics and law. There's a difference.
There ought not to be in certain situations. Article 1 is Article 1. Article 3 is 3. 58 is 58. Yeah. So the law said that you cannot create a constituency in the middle of a term.
Exactly.
You can create, but you can't vote. You can't implement.
Yes, and that's Article 47 is so clear.
Oh, Same. Okay. Now, so that matter resolved. I hope the US understand. But those who don't understand, please send text messages, and then Dr. Sirbo can explain. All right. Now, procurement issues at EC. Money has been troubled that EC is having procurement issues. They say you gave away some, is it BVRs or something? You dispose of some equipment. Exactly. And the manner in which you dispose of it, suspected something. What is the matter?
Yes, okay. Here too, First, let us establish that the biometric machines that they are talking about were not part of the 2021 that were used. So we acquired new set of biometrics for 2020 registration and election.
2020?
Yes.
The one passed?
Yes.
You acquired new set of biometrics for that election?
Exactly, and that's what we use.
That's what you are disposing of?
That's what we are using and no. But what we are referring to were those that were acquired before 2020, that was 2020.
Okay, so the biometric you acquired in 2020 is the same biometric you are using for 24?
Yes.
Is it the same biometric you are using now for the registration?
Yes.
And you use it for the election?
Yes.
And it's okay?
Yes, there's no problem.
Okay.
But they were talking of those that we did not use in 2020, that we dispose of.
Yes.
That they don't understand why we said they were obsolete.
That you didn't need to buy new ones. That's what they are suggesting.
Yes, that word. Yes,
okay,
that word.
Okay, okay.
But the producer themselves, HSB, they themselves said that their machines have reached end of life, so they don't produce spares that can sustain them.
You have a document to that effect?
I have it.
Have you shared it with Imani?
Yes, they have it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The manufacturers of the equipment said that this equipment cannot stand 2020.
Yes, because they are no more producing spares.
Oh, they're not producing spare parts
Yes,
of it.
exactly.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
And those who bought their machines to the gun, that's the STL, they also wrote to the commission that they are not producing, they are not sustainable. So they will help us to upgrade it for the use in 2018 for the referendum, the 2019 for this level election. They will buy new set of equipment for 2020. And if you look at the refurbishment, for example, they were going to refurbish the existing data center at 50 million. But we were able to establish new data center plus one recovery center, the two of them together at 6 million.
No, say that again. Who was going to establish a data center for 50 million?
The STL. They were saying that they were going to refurbish the old one at 60 million. Right?
Yeah.
Then we were able to use 6 million to establish new data center.
Less than half of that.
Yes, plus one recovery center, 2 data centers, 6 million. So why would you go for refurbishment?
But is the money asking you to go for refurbishment?
But if, from the argument they are putting across, that's what it means.
Are you sure?
So what is the problem?
I'm confused. I'm completely confused.
So that is
Imani is interested in saving money. Frankly, Kujo, if you are watching, please send me a text and let me understand it. Imani is always interested in saving money and making sure that the public expenditure doesn't go through the roof and it doesn't go to corrupt pockets. So they are saying that the thing you dispose of, you could have used it. Yes. Your answer to that is that even the manufacturer said that I'm no longer producing this. I don't have spare parts.
Exactly.
So if you use it, it might cost you more
exactly.
to get me to produce spare parts.
Exactly.
However, I have a new one. So you procured a new one. That new one will be used for 24 selections. Yes. Will it be used for 28 as well? Will it be able to do 28?
They can, because they are still next. They are very, I don't know whether you voted in 2020. The BVD was so efficient, so fast that people were saying that this one, they were not spending my time. In addition to that,
what I remember about 2020 is that everywhere the queues were short.
Exactly.
Because you multiply the polling.
You split it. But the BVD was so fast as compared to the previous one. In addition to that,
the identification.
Yes.
It was okay.
In addition to that, the current BVD has the camera in it so that you can use it for facial recognition. The previous one was only for fingerprints.
So when I'm voting, my face is taken?
Yes. No, not when you're voting. When you are voting and your fingerprints cannot be detected by the machine,
they can use facial.
You take a picture of yours, and that picture will be matched with the picture that you took when you were registering.
Okay.
And they will match the two pictures and say that.
But if I registered a long time ago, Mike, I'm old. My card.
2020. You know, before 2020, it's not part. 2020.
Those who registered in 2020, they also got biometric facial recognition.
Exactly so.
So if I want facial recognition, can I come and change my card and get a new one and have facial recognition?
No. The facial recognition just means that when your fingerprints are not working, the system is not working. The previous one, to me, will go straight to manual verification.
Yes.
But this one, when the fingers are not matching, we'll take your picture, and because we already have your picture in the system, it will match the two pictures and say that you have been verified by the face.
Okay, so you are excluding the manual verification.
No, the manual will be there.
But it's not the second.
The second layer is the facial recognition.
But after facial, do you have to do something else?
If the fingerprint fails
and the facial
fails, then
how does the facial fail?
Well, so what it means is that you have few cases of manual verification because almost everybody.
You're reducing the manual.
Exactly.
This sounds like something very good. I'm wondering why.
And the disposal to it was not only for the biometrics, including vehicles and other equipment, more than 22,000 materials.
You dispose of them.
And
so what says that you gave it to your cronies or something.
So I want to take you through the procedure too. So the Director of Administration wrote to the Commission that this equipment are obsolete. Because as I said, once you have acquired new machine for biometrics and the rest, the old ones are no more of use. So automatically they are obsolete. So we give us an opportunity to dispose of so that we can have space for our storage. So the Commission accepted and invited a state valuer, that is SSCVI. So they value the vehicles and all the materials. Then the Commission wrote a letter to the Minister of Finance, attached the valued materials that we won't give us the permission to dispose of. Approval was given. Then 6 auctioneers were invited, interviewed. Then they picked one of them, and it was advertised in the Daily Graphic on the 1st of February that we are going to do auctioning, as we normally do. Then the auction was done, and this company, Electoral Company, won. And once you've auctioned the thing, it's no more yours. So that's the whole story.
So they took it, and what did they do with it?
No, they are a recycling company. And they have been certified by EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. So they went there. I don't know how they do their recycling, but the most important thing that
what is the man's concern about that?
That we did not go through the legal means of disposing the materials.
But you think you did?
But that's the process I've given you. So if they have a contrary way that they could have been done, fine. So when they were disposed of, the company that bought the materials also paid the money to consolidated funds. So you can track all these things. They are not just here.
I see.
So if there's any contrary view, you have to come and say that maybe you did not do A, B, C. So these are the issues.
Dr. Quick, what do you do at the Electoral Commission?
I'm the Director for Electoral Services.
What's your background, if I may ask?
I'm an economist. First degree, second degree, third degree, they are all in economics.
Economics?
Yes. First degree at Legon, a master's and PhD at UCC.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. So you're PhD in economics?
Yes.
And you're Director of?
Electoral Services. I joined the Commission at a younger age and...
Okay, but if you are an economist, the dollar is 14.
I'm doing lessons, not economics.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're looking for Dr. Aseve to come and explain to us the situation of the dollar. Viewers, I'm sure by next week Tuesday we'll have found him and then he'll come to the studio and talk to us about it. Wow. 20 minutes at top of the hour at 11. What are you getting? Cameraman, who should I start with on the text message? Okay. Let me start with Fatih. Okay, Fatih, what do you have?
All right, so this is coming from Charles Kweku, and it says, Paul, kindly explain to us the numbering in Parliament. Must parliamentary numbers be even or odd? Also coming from MC Ni McCoy, says, so please ask the EC boss if they will vote to elect an MP at the December 7, 2024 post at the current government term ends in December this year. Please explain. Mohammed Yusufa says, please tell Dr. Sorobot that they must stop making avoidable, needless mistakes in their calculation. The mistakes in the calculation of figures has become one too many. And lastly, coming from Sam, says, Paul, the government spokesperson, please ask hard questions. Why did the EC wait last minute before submitting the SAL case to Parliament? We all know the motives. What do you have for us?
Okay, so this is coming from MC. Okay, Patty read that, sorry. So this one is coming from Evans Boache. He says, because the mischievous stations are not yet ready to call the EC for them to be exposed, they want to have the free rein to continue their propaganda. I don't really get that. But also coming from Esmond, he says, good evening, Paul. Please, I want to know the cost of the Sunyani Airport and Ho Airport, and also who built the Ho Airport. Because I know the NDC are very good at two things. First, lies, second, insults. The only thing they know and does best is to lie and insult. Watching you live from Dam City. What do you have for us, Anton?
So, Nima Koi has a question. For the Director of Electoral Services, please ask the EC boss if they will vote to elect an MP. I think he's talking about the Guam constituency. If they would vote to elect an MP at the December 7, 2024 polls, as the current government's term ends in December this year. Mohammed Yusufa says, Paul, please tell Dr. Srebo that they must stop making avoidable and needless mistakes in their calculations. The mistakes in the calculation of figures has become way too many. Jane Mensah should have known better. My area says that the whole constituency was actually disenfranchised and prevented from voting. And this is not an old story that died long ago, Paul. Now, lastly, Mark ZP says he wants to know why the EC is jumping from mainly NPP-affiliated stations to another to defend themselves and not that of the NDC.
They're jumping from, Dr. Kweku, you have been accused of jumping from, you have been on Newsfile. Yes. That's why I usually listen to you.
And today I've been on Onia FM, I've been on TV3, and I'm here today, so I don't know which.
Oh, but which one is NDC?
Yeah, so that is
Anyway, Dr. Shriba, we'll say thank you to you and leave you to go. You've had a long day, and I mean, I didn't know it was going to be that simple. When my producer told me that Dr. Shriba has agreed to be interviewed, I didn't know it was going to be this simple. It looks very, very simple. Maybe we should hear something more. I don't understand this. The Constitution says that when a constituency is created, it will take effect. So it is there to cure a particular mischief. Dr. Sebo identified the mischief where a government is in power, like the situation you have in parliament. Then MPP says, oh, let's go to Ashanti region and create 3 more. So they go to Ejuso and divide it, and go to Mampo, divide it. That is the mischief that the framers of the Constitution wanted to cure. And now a political party is upset about the fact that in 2020 there was no voting in Boem. Is that how it's going to be called? Guan constituency.
G-U-A-N.
Duan.
G. Guan, yes.
Guan constituency. It's going to be happen now. So let's do primaries and get people.
They have done the primaries.
Who have they selected? Kofi Adams or he's at
No. I've forgotten the guy in the middle. Both parties are.
Both parties are selected.
Exactly.
So
and they have elected.
They
have elected their constituency executives too.
But it's a moot matter. Therefore, why is Fifi talking about it today? Fifi Kwete, General Secretary. Why is it a moot matter? Unless there's something else that we don't understand. Anyway, okay. We're going over to the Kaswa story. When we come back, we will take the Otunfo montage and I'll explain to you that famous interview that Asantehene, only interview that Asantehene has granted ever in his 25 years Silver Jubilee. He granted it proudly to famous Ghanaian journalist Kweku Sechiado. We'll be showing you that interview in a minute. 25 years ago is when that interview was done. It was broadcast on Joy FM's famous program, The Front Page. Okay, now though, let's get the next story from Kaswa. We are still on the road. Michael Angelo, what's happening?
At the West Hills Mall Shell filling station, pretty much very little trace of the heavy rains we had just about 2 hours ago. You can see over here, there's a car filling its gas tank. Cars are moving behind us. There's KFC right there. We've got Pizza Hut right behind us. People are not really patronizing these places at this time. Looks like they've closed, they want to go home. But we'll momentarily get to the road so you can see the movement of traffic and how the rain has impacted the roads at West Hills Mall. So take a walk with me through this point. You can see just a few puddles on the road. As at now, if you are coming home from Accra, getting through, you don't really have to worry because traffic is moving very smoothly. Quite relatively so. Over here, you've got the usual people queuing for their vehicles home at the taxi rank right here. Moving on. You can see that cars are still able to move about. Because it's evening, please bear with us with the lighting situation. Right, so there's the people right there waiting to get their vehicles to get home after a long, busy day, as we all would be doing. Again, you can see very, very free-flowing traffic over at the West Mall Road area, all the way headed towards Aswa from that side. And on this side of the road, we have movement going towards Kaneshi and then Circle and then so on. So as at now, very, very easy for people to move through. We would have thought that by virtue of the heavy rains, it would be hard for people to move around because this West Hills area can be very notorious for getting flooded when it rains. We're crossing the road now. Move quickly so we are not... Right. West Hills area can be very notorious for getting flooded when the heavy rains fall. But it would seem as though there's no trace of that right now. You can see the cars hustling and bustling on this lane here, on that lane. It's just a bit dark. We wonder if the rains have anything to do with that. Maybe force some business owners to close a bit early. So now it's quite dark out, but very easy. This vehicle has a burst tire. This vehicle just went past us. is running, its front left tire is burst, and it has had to come to a stop. Very similar to the situation that we ourselves face coming. Wheel on our car burst because it was hard to see the way the road was because of the water, but that was some hours ago. But then we have another situation here. We have seen a few vehicles stopped by the road, unable to move, either on account of some technical issue or the other, perhaps any tire bursting or something of the sort. So it looks like the rains are causing some people some vehicle problems, some vehicular maintenance problems. But beyond that, very, very easy for people to move. The roads are fairly clear as at this time. So let's continue on to Kaswa and see how things are over there.
Just did a spontaneous plan and they went away. Okay, so he's getting another report for us, which will have better light. But it looks like the situation is fine, and we are very delighted about that. The situation looks very fine on the road. It's very, very cool. Okay, now 25 years ago, journalist Kweku Sechiado, who at that time was also the BBC correspondent, he worked for CNN as well, Reuters. And he's been an inspiration to many journalists of my generation, all of whom will pay attention vividly to Kweku Sechiado's political reporting, media reporting, development reporting, and general news reporting, and learning from him. All our bosses will tell us that you have to listen to Kweku Sechiado, and we did listen with rapt attention. This introduction that he gave to the Asantehene's interview is one for me. It still remains my most famous introduction to an interview. It was amazing. And back then in Commonwealth Hall at the University of Ghana, we were cheering when he was reading out this introduction on Friday morning's front page at Joy FM. We thoroughly enjoyed this interview, and the records will show that Asantehene has not granted an interview again since that interview for 25 years on the throne. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you first just the intro that Kweku Sechiado gave to this interview 25 years ago. Have a look.
Tens of thousands of people, Asantes, curious and admiring Ghanaian, non-Asantes, Europeans, Americans, Australians, and fellow Africans stormed Kumasi to see a sight that will probably not be seen for at least another generation. It was the coronation of the 16th Asantehene, the transformation of Bema Kwekujia into Otumfuo Oseiatutu II, the metamorphosis of the royal to king. The sight of a new Asantehene wearing the 300-year-old Batakari, the battle dress, was simply awesome. And watching him roll down the streets of the city in his gleaming black chrome-gilded Rolls Royce, as his people shrieked and wailed and waved and cried, told a story of Ghanaian and African majesty, a tough and tested political system that has survived slavery, has survived colonialism, and has survived post-colonial militarists. So what's the magic with the Asante Kingdom? What is it about Malaysia that makes you almost feel compelled to take the sandals off your feet when you merely think about it? Where did it all start? And where is it heading? What will it leave with the 20th century? And what will it take along into the next 100, 200, 300 years? And who, by the way, is Bema Kwekujia, now Otumfuo Oseiatutu II? We'll get some insight into the man, and we'll hear an interview he granted me, and which was recorded in his final hours as a private citizen on March 31st.
It still sounds very fresh 25 years later. That was great, great, great journalistic work by Kweku Sechiado. Now let's get to the next one. The Asantehene also granted him an interview and they spoke. He asked Otumfuo a few questions, and as he said in the intro, you heard him that he recorded this in March, on 30th of March. Asantehene swearing in was in May. So just before the Otumfuo went into confinement, after he had been selected to be Asantehene, this interview was granted. I forgot to bring Kojo Yanka's book. Kojo Yanka's book gives an account of this interview and how it happened. Maybe on Tuesday I'll bring it and share with you. Those of you who have Kojo Yanka's book, you can look at it. He talks about it. So now viewers, let's listen to this exclusive interview. Played then on Joy 99.7 FM on the front page program, and we are playing it back here tonight. We have Kweku Sechado's permission to share the interview with you. This is Kweku Sechado interviewing the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu.
And now let me introduce our royal studio guest, the Abafo Osei Siamai Brentio VI. He's a migraine. He's also a medical doctor by profession and quite young. He didn't sound as young on the telephone, though.
Sorry, they played the wrong. That was the interview Kweku Sechado had with two other chiefs, which we will show you tonight as well. But first, let's see the interview with the Asantehene himself, Otumfuo Osei Tutu.
Nana Kweku, congratulations. Thank you, Kweku. Nana, now you have a 300-year-old empire and about 4 million subjects at your feet. Are you nervous?
Certainly not. That's a great challenge to me. I cannot see how I should be nervous.
Did you imagine that this day will come?
The answer should be two. I think I'll give you two answers here. No and yes. No, because I never even knew that my dear brother was going to die for me to come to this stage. And yes, he died, and then obviously if I was a contestant, then I knew I was going to get to this stage also. So yes, I knew I was going to get to this stage.
You miss the life of a regular person, though, won't you?
Certainly, that's a challenge. If you want to be the king of Ashanti, then it means you're going to miss all the good lives and the regular life of everybody. Anyways, you're not being an ordinary person now. You're going to be the king for over nearly 4 million people. And therefore, certainly, you're going to miss the life of a regular person.
I'm sure you had friends whose homes you could just walk to in the evening and go and have a drink or have a chat. All of that is over now.
I'm afraid they would have to accept that.
Do you sometimes in your quiet moments think back and say to yourself, what have I gotten myself into?
Certainly not, because it's a challenge. You're born a royal, you're from this or your royal family. So certainly you know if you comported yourself, well, one day you'll be the king of Ashanti. That being the case, you knew the challenges facing you. And therefore, that's how I find myself now. And I believe I know the challenges facing me, and I'm ready for that.
Your mother is the Queen Mother. She nominated you. She nominated you over 6 or so other candidates. Is that fair?
My mother certainly did not nominate me because I was her son. But I believe through her consultations with the other divisions of the Kumasi Traditional Council, i.e. the Jasim, Manre, Ankobra, Ankobia, and then Nkoso, they must have come to the agreement and the certainty that amongst the contestants, maybe Nana Kweku should be the right choice. And certainly that was the decision they took. And that's why, singularly, it was her responsibility, her duty to name me, but I believe the consensus was among the whole divisions together with her. So it wasn't her personally who nominated me, but it was through the consensus and discussions among the 4 divisions of the Traditional Council and her and the Busianpenyi and the other members of the royal family. Let me clarify this. This is an issue that I have always wanted to clarify. I believe I was nominated on my own merit instead of that qualification of being the son of the Queen Mother. And I believe the other divisions like Ankobia, Manre, Jasi, and Nkoso are not my fathers. to say that they are also going to be biased towards me. They must have also have a sense of judgment, and I believe they put all this into consideration before coming to the conclusion that I should be the nominee. But that is not to say that the other nominees were not capable, competent. I have the greatest respect for them. They are all my nephews, short of one who is more my direct cousin. The others were virtually all my nephews. I've had the greatest respect and affection for everybody. They were men of quality, substance, and everything. But unfortunately, in all this, there was bound to be just one person who should be nominated. Unfortunately, by God's grace, it was me. And that is basically how it happened. Not that my mother, the fact that she was a queen mother, she chose to be biased, not fair, and nominated Nana Kwekudja.
And how will you relate to the other contestants who had their eye on the stool that you now sit on?
To be honest with you, even today, I've made the effort to contact almost all of them. I've seen 1, 2, I've made the effort to see a couple of them. In fact, contacts have been made. And I look forward to seeing all of them, discuss, have a meeting with them. Let them appreciate the fact that it is not a winner takes all here. That to build it together, I need their support, encouragement, their talents, their experiences and everything. They are, after all, they are all members of the royal family of Ashanti. And they are all my nephews also. Some of them who are younger, if I'm gone, maybe can take over. If not them personally, children, brothers, younger ones from amongst them could take over. So why not? We build together what we have. They would have to appreciate the fact that there was only one winner. And this time it wasn't a winner, but there was only one nomination here, and that was Nana Kwekudja. The rest are also part of the system, and we're going to be building a very good empire, a very good Ashanti nation together to assist in the development and everything together. After all, some of these my nephews are doctors, some of them are quantity surveyors, some of them are quality, the various programs.
Fortune rice, it's me emu ediane biara. Yansio kakre bi pe, emu no nkeka mu. Na ne hwam ne ne dedie. Delicious. Said your mom metie no pepepe.
Ya the Fortune emopa abedwaso. Ghana mo a ede, ma emu eduane nyina.
FDA aje ejedi nkratoe yatum.
It's good to stay strong together. It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is...
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge.
challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators, and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Just like how water refreshes you on a hot sunny day, it takes a refreshing bath with Alive soap to feel its pleasant fragrances.
The soap I want and need at the end of every day,
Leaving you with soft, smooth and fresh looking skin.
you make me feel alive, you really brighten my day, my day.
Available in lemon, coconut, rose and aloe vera fragrance. Alive soap. Feel fresh, feel alive.
The biggest car center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadam Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadam Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503 244 266 or 0535 339823. Nado Motofix, Wukwain Sunyonko Papa.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bets. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the partial daily jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
Offers have been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Customer. Ghana cedis no media 54,000 Ghana cedis 5,540 million here the one na make me die is castek and then agika dey tena we aboki draw no na asase no ma me me volume customer one of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now. Or you can also play online at www.gamepackgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
Me see way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
That's a cycle.
As well, the fresh breath. We use Cal 360 toothpaste. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Let's hear. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Cal 360 did the way. It's comment gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will so feeling to go in